Hey, I'm Megan.
Hello, I'm Hunter, and today we're going to be making some apple pie. And so, first things first, we're going to get ourselves 5 apples. We chose Golden Delicious, but you can use a variety: Granny Smith, Golden Delicious, Fuji, or even Honeycrisp. As long as it's a bitter apple, it'll be great in apple pie. So we want
The runaway apple.
yes, we want to peel the apple, and then we're going to core the apple, and then we're going to take each slice of the apple and cut down a little bit thinner just so it's the perfect consistency for the pie.
So for our next step, we want to core the apple and slice it into thicker slices before we cut it into thinner slices. So
Yes.
you place the apple core over the apple, you get yourself a strong man, and then you core the apple.
Just a little splash, you know.
Juicy.
That's what the apron's for. Unfortunately, they didn't give me goggles, so
Yes.
we'll
It's
just
not
have to deal
Chem
with it. Okay.
And then you got your little apple slices.
And the core goes into the trash.
Yes.
So here we are with the cored apple slices. They're fairly thick, and they're too thick for an apple pie. So we're just going to take a nice sharp knife and cut completely vertically down the apple. And you want to make sure that you're keeping your fingers on the sides and just doing this a couple times. For each slice, we'll create nice thin slices that are much better for baking, and hopefully no fingers are lost in the process.
Yes, hopefully. Okay, so now we have our 5 apples thinly sliced, and then in this bowl we have 3/4 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of flour, and then half a teaspoon of nutmeg and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then you're going to mix all of that up together, and then you'll add your apples and mix that in with it.
Yes. And mix it by hand. You really
Mix it by hand.
It's almost like you gotta massage it, but basically you want every apple to look very
Coated in the
Yeah.
sugar.
and evenly.
Yes, you're going to massage therapy school for making apple pies.
It's great. Good stuff.
Okay, so you want to add your thinly sliced apples into the powder mix a little bit at a time because it makes it easier, and then you're just going to manually mix that in with your hands, making sure every slice is covered. And then you can add a little bit more. It's very full, and slowly just mix that all together.
You can start to smell all the spices. The nutmeg
Spices, the
specifically.
nutmeg is very strong.
Yes. We need all the stuff we can get. Okay.
And that counter's too tall. Yeah, why?
No, okay.
So this is what it should look like when you're done. You want to make sure that the apple juices mix well with the powder until you get this like semi-liquid, grainy texture. And you'll know that it's ready to put in your pie crust then. So for the next step, we're going to prepare our pie crust. And today we're using the Pillsbury. And it's like homemade, but without the hassle.
Yes. It's great.
So you're going to take out your first pie crust, and that one's going to go on the bottom, and then you're going to put in your apple filling, and then the second one will go on the top. So you actually need 2 pie crusts for 1 pie.
Yes.
Yes.
But luckily our box conveniently has
2 pie
2
crusts.
pie crusts. It's almost like they followed us once or twice.
Yes. I love the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh my god. Well, I think I've sold in a while. See?
I do. I feel like he's kind of a national icon.
I feel like he reminds me a lot of the Michelin Man, but you know, I'd like to come
Or
along with him.
no, not the Michelin, the Stay Puft Marshmallow guy.
Well, the Michelin Man too. They gave me their own.
Michelin Man has tires.
Yeah, but he's puffy. I mean, look at this guy, right? And then we could put a video or a picture of the Michelin Man right beside him. Look exactly like,
Okay,
except
so
for they look.
you want to center your pie crust and just push it down, and then we'll get our apple filling.
Yes. Which is right here. It's delicious.
Convenient.
Okay. It's almost like we just did that. in,
Dump it in.
and then you're gonna pretty much make it.
Scoop it, scoop
even.
it, scoop it.
I gotta scoop it.
Yeah. Juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you
Yeah.
tell them about setting the pie?
So you want to flatten it out so that the top pie crust goes on easily. So just push down any of the little apples that are poking out. So for the next step, before you put the second pie crust on, you want to make sure you put 2 tablespoons of butter, and you're just going to lightly put that around the entire top, like little globs of it, and that will just help the pie cook better and reduce burning.
Plus, butter is a very nutritious.
Is
It's
butter
not
a
nutritious.
carb? Like a little pizza man. I'm like Trevor, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you do is you kind of just cut it into little slices, similar to how you did the apples, because you're just gonna kind of place them
Around the top.
around the top. And like she said, that helps with.
This is too thick. Too thick.
Like she said, it helps with the crust, and also, like I said, who doesn't like butter?
Not your veins.
Well, do they really need that opinion? Is that not good? That looks about good to me.
So
We will put this poor amount of butter back.
So you're gonna gently lay your top pie crust on and push it down a little bit, just so it's on there. That's supposed to hold it on. And then this is very important. You want to take your bottom crust and pinch it together with your top crust. That will make a seal, and that will create the pocket and prevent the juices from leaking out.
Yes.
So you want to make sure it's.
Can't have the juices coming out the sides. Okay, so here we are with our pie, and it's covered. We pinch the sides. We pinch the sides of the crust down and together, and you do a little pinch and a little Ripley motion, and that just helps seal in all the juices. Try not to pull too much of the crust so that holes are created, because again, you don't want holes. Holes are bad when you're making a pie. And the next step is that you poke holes.
So then you poke intentional holes.
Yes, but on the top of the pie. And this is so that the pie can actually breathe when it cooks. Yes. So
we're just going to do it in a little circle motion, or circle pattern, sorry.
yes.
Cut little lines in a circle pattern.
Like a crosshair. That's what she's got right now. Now it's a snowflake.
Yeah, it's a snowflake. And then you can do a little bit farther out, a few of those.
Not on the sides, but a little bit on the outskirts of the top.
So after you poke the holes, the last thing you want to do before you put the pie in the oven is put a little bit of tinfoil around the edges to prevent burning. And about 15 minutes before you take the pie out, you want to remove the foil.
So here, you have a nice little strip of foil. It's okay if that's a little ripped, mangled. You essentially just want to hug the pie crust with it, and that allows pie crust on the edges to not get burned up, because the inside of the pie takes longer to cook than the thin layer of crust on the outside. That's a big piece.
A big chungus.
Yeah, why don't you play with that? We'll get one more here. Why don't you use that on the side since it's so large? Thank you.
You're so smart.
You too, you're doing so great. This pie's gonna taste amazing. So here we go. We got our tinfoil on, and it's ready to go into the oven. Our oven is set at 425, and
You want to let it cook for about 40 to 50 minutes,
yes,
taking the foil off 15 minutes before it's done.
When it's done, we'll have a delicious apple pie that just needs to sit for a little while before you put some ice cream on it and dish it out to all your friends and family. Welcome.
So we have finally taken the pie out of the oven, and it looks and smells great. And it has a little golden brownness, and you can kind of see where the juice is coming out a little bit, and that's a good sign.
Delicious.
Delicious.
So please let us know if you attempted to cook this, or if you have your own apple pie recipe. We want to hear
please
it.
share that.
And we want to hear your stories about your love for apple pie and ice cream and everything America.
Yes.
So please like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you.
Thank you.